The 889th edition of the MMA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog. Get up to $1,000 deposit match when you sign up at UnderdogFantasy.com and use promo code MMASGPN.
Howdy ho, degenerinos. Welcome to episode 889 of the MMA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network, dedicated to the one and only Daniil Gumby Vreeland, because I forgot to dedicate Monday to him. It was his birthday on Monday. Happy birthday, Gumby.
I noticed it happened, and I was like, you know me, I don't like celebrating my birthday in the first place. I don't want that. But then, like, I bet you if you go back and you watch the Monday episode, my eyes get like a little wide when you like dedicate it to somebody else.
Yes, it was the guy with the awesome Spotify comment, so it was worth skipping you over for that guy, because I am now the whiny Canadian liberal Jeff Fox.
That was the guy who was saying really nice things about me. So it was basically a birthday celebration.
Yeah, and he doesn't know how to spell whiny. But anyhow, luckily, what happens in Vegas didn't stay in Vegas, because Gumby Vreeland came back from Vegas. He was in Vegas. Famously, he was in Vegas yesterday for Contender Series. I didn't see you on the TV, but I watched it very quickly. It was a lot of skipping through fights, let me tell you.
Yeah, my wife tried to find me, and she said there were two problems. There were a couple of gentlemen sitting in front of me that were quite a bit bigger than me, which I think was some of it. And then also, I was just like in the third row of media, and that's like when the lighting starts to get bad. So you couldn't see me back there.
But who is sitting behind you?
Oh, yeah, I was sitting with Forrest Griffin the whole time, which was pretty cool. Yeah,
he was Forrest Griffin.
Just chilling, and I'm trying not to nerd out on him, because despite being at a lot of these media events and interviewing a lot of famous fighters, like still once in a while you get starstruck when it's a guy like Forrest Griffin. He looks great, by the way. He looks like he could probably still make 205 or maybe even 185. He looks like trim.
Yeah, that's good. He's one of your guys, is he not?
Forrest Griffin. Yeah. I mean, like, if you have watched the sport as long as I have, like, I think Forrest was everybody's guy, was he not?
Yeah.
Like, he was hard to hate. And also, huge recommendation here for anybody who happens to read, because I know that's not all of our fan base. But if you happen to read, Forrest Griffin's books are both phenomenal.
They're funny, yes.
Yeah,
yes.
They're really funny. I really like them. Got Fight is one of them, and then What to Do When Shit.
Yeah, survival type one. Yeah, like a fake survival one.
All of it's funny. And I don't know if he wrote it or whatever, but it's good.
Yep. Contender Series was garbage. Like I said,
it was really bad.
I'm glad I didn't watch it live, because I'm like, okay, they're going to clinch against the cage for 2.5 minutes. Now I'm going
to throw a caveat in there, though, because first of all, I loved being at the event, even if it wasn't the best fights in the world. It was a lot of fun. The Radley De Silva fight,
that was good. Like you said, it was going to be.
No, that was terrible.
No. Right. That one was terrible.
You got the wrong one. You got the wrong one.
Yes.
The Radley De Silva fight. That's when the guy famously won a fight with 4 significant strikes landed. 4 significant strikes landed in a 15-minute fight, and he won it.
Did he spin a couple times? He didn't land things, but he spun, I think.
Yeah, he spun a lot. And his takedown game was good, but just like open up with some strikes. I actually thought he lost the second, because he landed 1 strike in that round.
Yeah.
And had 4 minutes of control time, but like he still could have lost it on that. But yeah, so that was terrible. The fight at the end where somebody headbutted somebody else, and then Balvia just decided never to throw another strike. Also terrible.
Yep.
I want to go to bat for Yuri Panfarov, though. Yuri Panfarov didn't win a contract.
Yep.
I thought he looked great. He hit takedowns every time he was in trouble, right? Because, he's fighting a better boxer. He was willing to swing it out with the boxer on the feet.
Good jab.
Great jab. Threw the overhand right and cracked him a few times. He tried, the other guy tried to point to the ground and like get him to throw down. And he was like, no, that's nonsense. And then he hit him with an overhand right and shot a takedown. Like all of his stuff was good. He took the back, looked to choke. I thought he looked ready, especially having rebounded from the Therese Finney fight. I was surprised he didn't give a contract. I was happy at the 2 who did, though. Ty Miller, well deserved.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about the second one.
The other guy,
right now.
They fighters should have remembered the person deciding your fate is the most base, casual MMA fan at this point. So Dana White wants violence. So
I think even without him being like the casual kind of, you couldn't sign those two guys.
No.
Like you couldn't. And then the Yuri Panfarov one though, and this is
he should have signed probably.
I think this is the big question for the night. Are we going back to season 1, 2, and 3's criteria to get signed? Because Panfarov would not have gotten signed in season 1, 2, or 3.
Right.
Season 6-ish. I mean, like, obviously he won, so he'd be signed. So, like, if we're going back to the criteria of 1, 2, and 3, it actually might make it a little more exciting.
Yep, very true. 2 and 3 with your picks with an underdog. Is that right?
2 and 3 of my picks down 0.6 units.
That's okay. As you said, first week is always, feeling yourself getting back into the swing of things.
And we got a nice underdog hit with Panfarov. So
right, yeah, exactly. All right, we've got 10 fights to talk about today, which is crazy. Starting the week, it was 7 fights. We knew they were going to add 2 more, which they have, but then they added a third one, which we'll talk about first. After I remind you, download the SGPN app for all our picks and podcasts for free in one convenient place. SGPN app, wherever you get your apps. All right, important week for me because Gumby is still ahead of me, and it's getting too late.
I picked up ground last week.
Yep, it's too late in the year for Gumby to still be ahead of me. Gumby's over. I'm pretty much performing right where I usually do. You're overperforming. Let me tell you, you've taken your regional magic and you're sprinkling it on the UFC. Gumby's up money. This is late in the year too. You're up money.
And for people who are new to the show, because this is a pay-per-view episode too.
Yes,
we're talking about a fictional way of betting where you put $100 on every single money line, whether you like it or not, and it's only exactly $100. So no changing in amounts, no changing in certainty, no passing on fights. So it's not a profitable way to bet.
Exactly.
Don't actually do that, but this is the game we play.
Yeah, exactly. So there you go. All right, UFC 319, Duplessis versus Chimaev, Chicago, Illinois. If you want to go, United Center. Sure, it'll cost you an arm and a leg, but maybe we can win some of it back for you. It is taking place Saturday night, as per usual, 6 p.m. start time. They had to start it earlier. The number of fights they're cramming in here. We won't have any of the PFL lags, that's for sure, between fights because they won't have time. This fight was just added. Tapology does not even have it yet because one of the men just fought. That was yesterday because Gumby was in Vegas to see him fight. What's his first name?
Baysanguar.
Susurkaev versus Eric Nolan, and they are fighting at middleweight, from what I hear.
That's my understanding as well.
This was just added. Unfortunately, we don't have odds for the first 3 fights. This fight and then the next 2 fights are just decided tough finale fights.
I can give you projected odds similar to when we do on the regional scene. Yeah.
Yep. All right, we'll start off. We'll tell you about Eric Nolan first. Nighttime. Eric Nolan, 8-3, 4 knockouts, 2 submissions. He's been submitted 1 time. This is his debut. He's won 4 straight, 3 straight of those via TKO, and he's won 5 of 7. He's regional champ. He's actually the current, or I guess he's probably vacated now, CFFC champion. He used to fight at 170. He's 0-1 as a pro grappler. So Susurkaev, Hunter, we just talked about him. He's 9-0 now, though. He was 8-0 last time we talked about him. 9-0 with 8 knockouts. This is his debut as well. 1-0 contender series. 2 straight TKOs. He had a body shot one last night. Used to fight at 170 as well. 4 years younger than Nolan. 2 inches of height on him. So you get to go first. Tell us your projected odds. Tell us why Susurkaev's the pick.
I mean, Susurkaev, do you think it gets? I mean, you just watched him too.
Yeah.
Do you think it gets the 4 digits? Like, it sort of
Nolan's
seems like
all right. No, Nolan's got like
I don't know,
touch knockout power, and he's durable. But yeah, he's not this guy.
Yeah, but he's durable fighting Trevor Good. And
down a weight class. Yeah.
By the way, I like Trevor Good. Trevor Good's a Massachusetts boy, tall, lanky, and actually, that's a great fight. If you're trying to ask yourself, like, is Nolan worth the sprinkle? When these odds come out at catastrophic numbers, like go watch Eric Nolan fight Trevor Good. In that fight, Trevor Good lands a ton of kicks, like a ton of leg kicks, and he's a lanky guy. So like some of that is probably there, but like, dude, you just saw what Baysanguar Susurkaev did on Contender Series to a guy who's, trying to smother him. Mm-hmm. He still was able to light him up to the body. So yeah, it's Susurkaev. You can play his first round knockout prop if you're trying to make it good. No offense to Eric Nolan, but this is short notice, up a weight class, and he seemingly wasn't in a training camp. Susurkaev's the spot here.
Yep. All right. hopefully he's not overhyped. But this is probably a good beginning UFC fight for him for sure. All right, we have got our tough flyweight finale. I didn't watch tough. I did watch tape of these gentlemen though, as you and MMA nerds like to say.
One of them you're already familiar with.
One of them I am familiar with. It's not Alibi. Idiris. Did I butcher his name? Alibi.
Idiris. Yeah.
Idiris. I watched not a bunch of him, but I watched him today. He's from Kazakhstan, looking pretty good. Not to tip my hand. He's fighting a UFC veteran who has fought his way back into the one step away, I guess, away from actual UFC contract. That would be Joseph Morales. He is from the United States. This is the Ultimate Fighter, whatever season, 125 flyweight championship. We'll tell you about. No odds yet. We'll tell you about Morales first. Bopo, 12-2, 2 knockouts, 6 submissions. He's been knocked out once, 1-2 in the UFC. One of those losses was to Davis and Figueiredo, so that wasn't so bad. The other 2 fighters he fought are I already forgot their names, and I just looked this up a couple hours ago, so forgettable. 3-0 over his last 3, 3-2 over his last 5. Submission win in his last bout. He's not fought since February 2023. An official fight. Obviously, he just fought an Ultimate Fighter. How many rounds did they win? Did they both win 2 fights?
2 fights.
Okay, 2-0 in the Ultimate Fighter. He's not lost an official fight since November 2018. Multiple regional championships on his
mantle.
Correct. Get a shirt, get a merch, sportsgamblingpockets.com/store. 1-0 in World Series of Fighting. He's fight 135, 2014 Pro MMA debut. So like I said, the veteran fighting his way back. Idiris, 10-0, 4 knockouts, 1 submission. This is his debut. 2 straight TKO wins in his real fights. 2-0 in the Ultimate Fighter, regional champion. Idiris is the pick. He's explosive. He's fast. He can strike. And he's from the area where they can grapple as well. And he's got some ground skills as well. So give me Idiris. Hopefully I got the read right here. Gumby actually studied the season though, so he can give you better.
Yeah, I watched the whole season. My wife's a big Tough fan. You remember that?
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah, she loves it. I think she likes the house stuff better, and I like the fight stuff better. It's kind of a lot of fun. I'm going to Idiris too. I think he's probably going to come in like low 200s if I had to guess, like -220, 225. Like right off the bat, for those of you who haven't watched the Ultimate Fighter season, this was DC's guy. Like DC immediately picked Alibi and was like, I don't know how to say your name, which is funny too. Speaking of people don't know how to say people's name, Dana White in the post-fight presser couldn't say Baysanguar Susurkaev. He's like, we're gonna have to come up with a new name for him. And then
so get off my back, people.
And then for the rest of the press conference, called him Jimmy, which was I don't know where it came from, but he was Jimmy for the rest of the press conference. It was wild. But yeah, no, Alibi. Like DC picked him right away and was like, I love what I see from him in the workouts. I love what I see from the mental game in him. And just like, you could see that in pretty much all of the fights he had. He was just so tough in there. And, you mentioned he can do it on the feet. He can do it on the mat. It's really the other way. It's more one-dimensional for Morales. I think Morales is like, I need to grapple and I need to do it early or else it's going to, go badly for him. He beat the LFA champ in his very first fight in the Ultimate Fighter, Joseph Morales, which probably is going to get him some cred here on the line. But I just think Alibi was just like so dominant in the fights he had and just didn't have any moments where he looked weak. And I think as long as he stuffs the takedowns, he's the much better striker. So I'm going to take Alibi here too. My guess is low 200s.
All right. Let's tell you about mybookie.ag, where you can get all these odds. We're brought to you by mybookie.ag. MyBookie is your place to bet on every sport, including MLB, WNBA, golf, and of course, football futures. MyBookie accepts customers from a ton of locations. They have easy deposit, lightning fast payouts using crypto. And like I said, check out all the UFC lines there as well, and all the regional events that we cover. Head to mybookie.ag, promo code MMASGPN. That way you can get 100% deposit match up to $1,000. Terms and conditions apply. That's mybookie.ag, promo code MMASGPN. And Rhythm. Rhythm's power trends are now called smart signals. Rhythm continues to crush it with smart signals. Essentially, it's the best of what their house model has to offer. These are AI-detected patterns where Rhythm's model has consistently won and has a high ROI. For example, strikeout prop that wins 59% of the time when the line and win probability hit a certain range. Sparse signals are updated daily and exclusive to Rhythm. No touts, no noise, just clean data-backed bets. The MLB smart signals are crushing it. Mike Trout and Giancarlo Stanton are combined 14-0 on smart signals when they recommend you their unders. And WNBA smart signals are 97-65 in July, or they went 97-65 in July. That's an ROI of 15.64%. These are so good that our boys Scott and Adam literally were booted off one of their bookie accounts for winning too much. Download the Rhythm app, check out Smart Signals, and start betting smarter. You know we will be. Gumby, have you seen anything there recently?
Yeah, George Kirby's strikeouts. They hooked me up on it yesterday. I believe it was yesterday. The days all are kind of blending together. But yeah, he was 5.5 strikeouts. He went for 7, real easy and we cashed. So thanks to Rhythm.
There you go. You can cash too, and you can check it out for free. Get a 7-day free trial by going to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. Check out the spelling though, RITHMM. I go from a wobbly table at home to a wobbly table at the cottage. Let's move up the fight card to the other tough finale. It's a welterweight championship. Rodrigo Sezinando. Sure. Daniil Donchenko. So we got Brazil versus Ukraine. I won't say the Ukraine.
Was it you that was saying that, or was it me?
It was me. Both are. I defended both of us anyhow.
Do you think it comes from both of us watching Seinfeld early in our lives?
Yeah. Maybe. Let's break her down. Donchenko is 11-2, 7 knockouts, 2 submissions. He's never been finished in a fight. That makes him durable. This is his debut. 2-0 in the Ultimate Fighter. He's won 4 straight real fights. He went 1-0 in the championship, the biggest fight organization in the world. Gumby chuckles. I said fight organization at this point, not MMA. He's a regional champ. He's fight at 145 and 155. He's 3 years younger than Sezinando, but they're going to be profitable real soon. Gumby, you just wait. Sezinando is 8-1, 4 knockouts, 3 submissions. He's never been finished in a fight. This is his debut as well. 2-0 and tough. He's won 4 straight as well, but all of his past 4 wins have come via finish. He's not lost a fight since November 2022. He has multiple regional championships on his mantle. Correct. Get a shirt, get a merch, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/store. He's fought in a bunch of interesting weight classes. 165, 175, 185. He's an inch taller than Donchenko. And it is Gumby.
Yeah, so for this one, I think Donchenko should be the favorite.
Okay.
I'm not quite sure, though, because I think the way the fights, at least from my reads on the fights on the show, Sezinando didn't look as good as Donchenko did. Like Donchenko won on Tuesday night, so yesterday, if you were when you were watching the show, and when he took out what was it, Matt Dixon, and when he beat Matt Dixon, I mean, he was just vicious with his elbows and his strikes in the clinch, and he's won the first fight of the show, and he's kind of like a little violence monster. He's best friends and lives with Robert Valentin from last year's Ultimate Fighter, who's now still in the UFC, I think. And so I really like what this kid brings to the table. Whereas on the other hand, Sezinando was kind of underwhelming for me. I know he made it to the finals, but it was like a lot of grappling and stalling against Jeff Creighton. And he had his moments here and there, but I don't think he'll be as fast as Donchenko. And I don't know that grappling will hold up long enough to be successful against Donchenko. Cause Donchenko did sprawl well in a couple of those exchanges with Dixon. So I'm going to go Donchenko. If I personally had to line it, I would say Donchenko -135, -140, but I actually probably wouldn't be terribly surprised if the books for some reason liked Sezinando.
Well, I'm hoping you're right, because I'm taking Sezinando. My extensive video taping today. I like the grindy ways because I know Donchenko's got that. He's going to be way better on the feet, but I think Sezinando hopefully can mucky it up and grind him against the cage and have a boring fight and win. So, and make Dana White upset. So Sezinando is my pick. Hopefully a dog. All right. We are moving on up to women's flyweight bout. Karine, Silva, Dione, Barboza. They're both from Brazil. We have odds. I'll tell you about the witch first. Barboza, 8-3 with 4 submissions. She's been knocked out once. 2-1 in the UFC. She's taking this fight on short notice. She's won 5 of 6, including her last fight via submission. 1-0 contender series. Used to fight at 135. An inch taller than Silva. Better striking stats than Silva, but she has been outstruck for the fights we have stats for by 0.38 strikes per minute plus 190. Killer Karine Silva, 18-5, 9 knockouts, 8 submissions. Knocked out once, submitted twice. She owes us rounds, I guess. 4-1 in the UFC. She's won 9 of 10, but she did lose her last fight. Used to fight at 115 and 135. 1-0 contender series as well. 2013 pro MMA debut. An inch of reach over Barboza, a year younger, more active landing strikes. She's been outstruck, but not as badly as Barboza. -0.1 strikes per minute, -200. Give me the killer, Karine Silva. Just obviously way better, well-rounded fighter than Barboza. I don't know if she really is a killer. I guess she finishes everyone. I just don't know what her ceiling is at this point, but I think she's a better fighter than Barboza. Barboza kind of needs to get it on the ground, and Silva's good on the ground as well. So give me, and short notice, of course. You got to fade that. So give me the killer.
Yeah, I think you're right. Like, Barbosa is good enough in the grappling that she can give a lot of people trouble, right? But I don't feel like she can give Karine trouble. And then in addition to that, the other problem here for me and why I can't get around to Barbosa is that's like, she won't be the fighter in the better grappling situations, right? Like, she is going to be on her back if it goes to the mat. Because remember that, like, Karine Silva is like a 4 or 5 takedown person, whereas like Barbosa got taken down. Do you remember when she got taken down by Ernesta Karakate, the Lithuanian kickboxer?
Yes.
And I was just like, I know it was like a reaction takedown and whatever, but like, if she's taking you down, like, you're really like,
you got problems.
Then what? Yeah, what's your hope here? Your hope is that you tag Karine enough in the feet that she takes you down, and then you sub her off your back. Like, that's not going to happen. I just see Karine having too much success in too many different positions. Like, and I think she's the better striker. So yeah, I'll take Karine Silva. No Da Silva in this one.
No Da Silva for her. All right, we are moving on. We're still in the early prelims, ladies and gentlemen.
Crazy.
Nursulton Ruziboev versus Bryan Battle. Bryan Battle from the United States of America. Ruziboev from Uzbekistan. We'll tell you about him first. Nickname is Black. 36-9-2 with 2 no contests. He's fought a lot. That's what, 61 fights. This is 51 fights. Fight 52 coming up. 13 knockouts, 20 submissions. He's been knocked out once, submitted once. 4-1 in the UFC. He's won 2 straight and 12 of 13. He's fought at 155 and 170. Multiple regional championships on his
mantle.
Correct. Get a shirt, get a merch, sportsgamblingpockets.com/store. I guess it'd be weird if you didn't have a whole bunch of titles, haven't fought this many times. He's missed weight before at 170, 2014 pro MMA debut. It doesn't matter about 170 because this is up weight classes, 185 now. What else can I tell you about him? 2-0 as a pro boxer, 4 inches taller than Battle. He's been outstruck in the UFC by 0.3 strikes per minute. He's a plus 150. Brian the Butcher Battle, but really, Pooh Bear. Is 12-2 with 1 no contest, 4 knockouts, 5 submissions. He's been submitted once. 7-1 with 1 no contest in the UFC. He's won 2 straight and gone 4-0 with 1 no contest over his last 5. He's not lost since December 2022. He's fed at 170. That experiment did not work. At least weight-wise, he missed weight twice at 170, and now he's back up at 185. 2-0 the Ultimate Fighter and the champion of his season. An inch of reach over Ruziboev. Twice more active landing strikes than Ruziboev. Better grappling stats as well over an EV guy. He's outstruck his opponents by 1.01 strikes per minute, minus 155.
Yeah, I'm going Bryan Battle here. For me, I know the weight misses at welterweight pissed people off at a certain point in time, but like, I think it's important to contextualize like what was going on there. He was a guy who was thicker around the midsection, right? Once upon a time. That's where the Pooh Bear nickname comes in. He was a little chunky.
He fought at heavyweight, I believe. Sorry to interrupt.
Way back. But I'm talking just as long as his tough run. And then he was like, all right, well, I'm going to lose this midsection and I'll go down to welterweight. And he did. But the problem is when he did that, he also got buff. Like he also packed on.
We talked about it.
Way too much. I talked about it. I got comments in the comments section about how much I thought he was buff. But in all seriousness, that's why he had trouble making weight down at welterweight, right? It's because he didn't just go down. He got down and got strong, and then he wasn't down there anymore. And so, first of all, I think he's more suited for 85, and I think he looks like an 85er now. And the thing I like about him against Ruziboev is a guy who he's really there to throw the big shot and then hope it lands. He doesn't put volume on people. He doesn't pick people apart. He really needs you to step into range and make a mistake, right? That's what he did to Bruno Ferreira. He kind of had trouble with Dustin Stoltzfus when Stoltzfus played good defense. I want to say he landed 1/3 of his strikes or just over 1/3 of his strikes against Stoltzfus. And who's ever looked at Dustin Stoltzfus and then there's an elusive dude right there. For me, this is a huge step up for him following that fight. And I don't necessarily think he looked, like a world beater in that fight. So I think you're going to see Bryan Battle be the sharper striker on the feet. I think he's smart enough defensively that he stays away from those big bombs. I think up a weight class here where he doesn't have to worry about the cardio. I don't think you really have to worry about the wrestling. He's only really had trouble with his wrestling one time in there. So I just think he's sharper everywhere. And I think he picks Ruziboev apart here. So yeah, give me Bryan Battle.
Yeah, I gotta have him as well. He's gonna outwork him. Like you said, he's far more active. The Ruziboev. I think he's better on the feet and the ground. Ruziboev, I think he's overrated. Like that record looks sparkling, right? And all the finishes.
I couldn't dig into it. I'm pretty sure I'd pick Stoltzfus against him. That's how overrated I think he is. So,
yeah. When you dig into that record, it's kind of, okay.
Yeah, it's throwing power punches, right? Like that's kind of the thing with power punchers, right? And guys who are willing to throw one big bomb is that your record sometimes comes out looking really good, but are you going to be able to beat a guy when you can't do that?
And this is a nice little line, if you ask me as well.
I circled this line as one that you might like later.
Oh, yeah. Well, there you go.
Not for me, for you.
It's not like the minus 400s like we were stuck with last week. So, yeah, both going in on battle.
I hit mine last week. I hit
I know, that's true.
Andre Fili and C-Rod go to the distance.
Yeah, you sure did. No, this is our main event of the early prelims. Yep. How long are we in this? We're almost half hour in. Edson Barboza from Brazil, Drakkar Klose from the United States of America. They're fighting 155. Klose is, now that I moved up by accident, 15-3-1 with 6 knockouts. Another deceptively good record. He's been knocked out twice, 9-3 in the UFC. 4 of his last 5 wins have come. So 4 of his last fights have ended with him winning. He got knocked out in his last fight, though. He's a regional champ. 2014 Pro MMA debut. He's 2 years younger than Barboza. Better striking stats, more accurate landing strikes than Barboza, and he's got a positive strike differential of 0.79. He's at plus 132. Barboza, 24-12, 14 knockouts, 1 submission. He's been knocked out 4 times, submitted twice. He's 18-12 in the UFC. That is very impressive. 30 fights. 2-1 over his last 3, 2-3 over his last 5. He lost his last bout. It was back in May of 2024. He's fed at 145. Multiple regional championships on his
mantle.
Correct. Get our merch at sportsgamblingpockets.com/store. 2009 Pro MMA debut. 25-3 as a pro kickboxer. 2 inches height, 5 inches of reach over Klose. Better grappling stats than Klose. He is, why am I saying Klose? Close. He's been outstruck. Barboza has by about half a strike per minute. He's at minus 0.54. He's at minus 140. I'm going dog. I'm going to let Gumby talk more about this. Gumby and a few other people in our Discord, helped me swing on this one. I was just automatically going Barboza. I was thinking Klose doesn't fight often enough, but Klose doesn't fight often enough, but it's actually the opposite now. Barboza's been out of action for a while. Barboza's not the madman that a spinning wheel kick knocks out people anymore. So I think Klose can muddy this one up, get in close, get in close and clinch and outwork him on the feet, basically, because he's going to land more strikes than Barboza. If he goes the distance, he's going to win because he's going to land more strikes. But I like Klose as a dog playing here.
And he's kind of a sneaky good wrestler. I'm also in Drakkar Klose for the record. I think in addition to what you said with like the grind and stuff like that, he wrestles kind of well. He almost kind of fits the prototype of the type of people who are beating Edson Barboza back even when he was throwing that spinning kick, right? Like he's kind of got the Kevin Lee build in like maybe the, what, I don't know what year was that, 2020, maybe not even 2020, 2018 Kevin Lee. Like he's kind of got that Kevin Lee look from 2018, and that guy was beating Barboza as it was. And then the other piece too is, and I hate this for Barboza, he's going up in weight again.
Right.
He had some trouble with physicality even at featherweight, right? Like that's kind of the whole reason he went down in the first place, is he was kind of getting manhandled up at lightweight. He went down to featherweight to sort of get some reprieve from that. And like, look at the list of guys who out wrestled him when he was down there. Bryce Mitchell out wrestled the hell out of him. And that dude's a bantamweight now. And Makwan Amirkhani is over losing fights in Europe somewhere, and he grappled the hell out of him at featherweight as well. Like, he's just had issues with the wrestling even at that weight class, and now you go up a weight class and you get a guy who's as strong as and as much of a bruiser as Drakkar Klose is, and pretty tough to knock out. I know he's got some knockout losses on there, but like the Beneil Dariush one's pretty fluky if you go back and watch it. He was pretty much had won that fight and had it in the bag. So yeah, I like Drakkar Klose here as a underdog too. I think the mixture of the grind and his ability to sort of keep himself safe, I think can do it here.
All right, so that is the early prelims. We have that's a 6 p.m. unless they started even earlier, 6 p.m. Early prelims. Then we got the main prelims after I tell you about Circa Million and Circa Survivor, the world's greatest sports book, which is of course Circa Las Vegas. They're hosting the world's biggest pro football contest. That would be Circa Million, Circa Survivor, and Circa Grandissimo, with over $21 million in guaranteed prizes. You can't call yourself a true degen if you're not competing in the Circa football contest. Come hang out with SGPN at the Circa contest weekend, August 21st to 23rd, for an amazing weekend, including live shows and open bars. Plus, you get 15% off a stay at the Circa with promo code SGP15. The contests are open to everyone. Sign up in Nevada and play from anywhere with the help of SGPN's official proxy. Go to footballcontest.com and use promo code SGP to get $50 off your proxy fees. And Underdog Best Ball Mania is happening all summer long, giving away $15 million in prizes, including $2 million to first place. No waiver wire, no arguments about trades. Best Ball is the best way to play fantasy football. Underdog is also a great place to play Pick'em, where you can win up to 500 times your entry, especially if you listen to this play from Gumpy.
So for me, we'll go to the fight that we just talked about. We'll take Bryan Battle. Bryan Battle, we're going to go higher than on his significant strike number. His significant strike number is only listed at 51.5. Which seems like a misprint to me because he had 57 against Rude Boy last time out. He had 97 in his TKO win over Kevin Jousset. Heck, he had 27 against Ange Lusa, and that fight ended with an eye poke early in the second round. So, I think it's pretty easy for him as long as he, he keeps this standing and picks them apart. I think the higher than on Bryan Battle strike gets, or significant picks.
We just said how he was going to outwork Ruziboev. So, yeah, take that and take your code MMASGPN. That way you get to claim a special pick and first-time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus credits. So OtterdogFantasy.com, promo code MMASGPN. All right, normal prelims, 8 p.m. start time, still on ESPN until the end of the year, I guess. And then you Americans at least are over to Paramount Plus. I don't know what's happening with us Canadians. Hopefully we get to buy pay-per-view still. Wouldn't that be great? All right, we are going to a lightweight bout. Alexander Hernandez, Chase Hooper, U.S. versus U.S. Tell you about Alexander the Great. Alex the Great is 16-8. That rhymes. Perfect. 6 knockouts, 2 submissions. He's been knocked out 3 times, submitted once. 8-7 in the UFC. He's won 2 straight, though. Before that, he lost 2 straight, and he's won 3 of 7. Used to fight at 145, missed weight there. Now he's up 155. Regional champ, 2012 pro MMA debut. He's been outstruck in the UFC by 0.24 strikes per minute. He's at plus 269. Nice. Hooper, the dream. 16-3-1, 4 knockouts, 8 submissions. He's been knocked out once. 8-3 in the UFC. He's won 5 straight fights and 6 of 8. He's not lost since October 2022. Used to fight at 145. 1-0 in Contender Series. Multiple regional championships on his mantle. Correct. Get a shirt, get a merch. sportsgamblingpockets.com/store. 1-2 in pro grappling. A BJJ champion. 4 inches of height. 2-inch reach advantage over Hernandez. 7 years younger. Better striking stats. More active landing strikes than Hernandez. He's outstruck his opponents by 1.57 strikes per minute. He's at minus 280. Your turn. Yep.
I'm going Chase Hooper.
Of course.
I feel like I've written this guy off a lot of times. And not even necessarily saying like he's done forever, but being like he's not there yet. How many times have I said, if you just stuff his takedowns, you're screwed, and this guy can stuff his takedowns. It turns out not really anybody can stuff his takedowns, and he winds up getting them and looking like the amount better he is than a lot of his peers when it comes to jiu-jitsu. It's like kind of alarming. Like I'm every single time I'm like, well, he's good at jiu-jitsu, but what would happen when he grapples this guy? And then he's like head and shoulders better than that guy too. Like the jiu-jitsu is just really on point. It's also the thing I love best about it is it's really low risk. He's a guy who he takes a position and he hits it exactly the way he wants to. But he's not like flashier. He's not, way too high in positions, or he doesn't dive for things he doesn't have. He just like does the nice technical thing right. And then on top of that too, we've seen Alexander Hernandez get taken down in past fights. I know obviously he won with the takedowns against Holloway last time, but I don't really see him wanting to lead the takedown dance, and I do see him possibly being taken down once. And then on top of that, too, Hooper's hands keep getting better. The height advantage is going to play in a factor here, and whether or not Hernandez can get on the inside. And then if he does get on the inside, I think he's going to find himself clinched up and possibly trip to the mat. So, give me Chase Hooper here.
Yeah, that's the thing. Hooper is getting better still. And he's still young.
It's only 25 seems wild.
Yep, it is wild. He's actually better from distance than Hernandez. He's fought competition level. He's not fought as high a competition. He's probably fought more veteran competition.
It's probably a way lower sample size too, because when you consider the fact that, like Hooper goes in and gets dudes out, whereas like, Hernandez has a drag him out brawl with Gert Hallbaugh.
Yeah, bigger, younger, better grappler. Improving on the feet. Hooper is the pick here. All right, we're going to
women. You taking a grappler though.
Yep. Hey, Chase Hooper is a special guy, special kind of guy. We're going to 115 now. Women's strawweight. Jéssica Andrade is dropping back down. She keeps popping back and forth weight class. She's from Brazil. Lupi Godinez apparently is from Mexico. I still call her Canadian though. They're fighting 115, like I said. We'll tell you about Andrade first. Bata Estesa, which is pile driver, 26-14. 10 knockouts, 8 submissions. She's been knocked out 5 times, submitted 5 times. That is not durable. 17-12 in the UFC, the former champion at strawweight. She's lost 2 straight fights. Before that, she won 2 straight fights, and she's gone 2-5 over her last 7. Got subbed by Jasmine Jasudavicius in her last bout. She's fought at 125 and 135. 2011 pro MMA debut. She's got an inch reach over Godinez. She's more active landing strikes than Godinez, and she has outstruck her opponents by 0.9 strikes per minute. She had plus 210. Lupi is 13-5, 1 knockout, 2 submissions, never been finished in a fight, 8-5 in the UFC. She's won 1 of 3, 5 of 7. That's better. Did win her last bout. He's fight at 125. LFA champ, regional champ, an inch taller than Andrade, 2 years younger, better grappling stats than Andrade. She's outstruck her opponents by 0.41 strikes per minute, minus 143. Gave me Lupi, even though she's a traitor, and went back to her country of birth. Obviously, there's a little bit of a concern that about the physicality.
She won't get her down. She won't get her down one time. Yeah.
You don't think she's going to get her down?
No, I'm going with Lupi too. But like, this is one
Andrade struggles with grapplers, but a lot of them were flyweights, which is
so it's like this weird mixture though, right? Because like at times she's looked completely out of her element in grappling, right? Aaron Blanchfield took her down, and she was like, "Get me out of here!" Like she would basically tap him before anything happened. Tatiana Suarez grabbed that guillotine, put her right out. That fight with Jasmine Jasudavicius gave me no confidence that there's any grappling left in Jéssica Andrade's game. So like we have all of those, but then also, what did she do to Mackenzie Dern? She beat her, but her wrestling's horrible though. To be fair, yeah, I guess that's true. So maybe that's the difference maker here, right? Is that the wrestling? And Lupi is a good wrestler. And I know she does her whole training camps with her sister, who's a Olympic qualifier in wrestling. And she didn't do. I think she won a couple of matches in the like the bronze medal bracket in the Olympics, but she's with good wrestlers. She trains good wrestling. She's always been a good wrestler. I think she can ride that here. I also think she's good enough on the feet that like I don't have to worry about what would happen if she got no wrestling going. Right? Like
she's improving. She's like Cooper. She's getting better.
But she's improving a lot faster than like let's say Tabitha Ricci. Right. You know what I mean? Like sure. She's like she's like an upgrade on Tabitha Ricci in terms of like she's still that like fun grind wrestle, but like also her hands are like just better in the first place. So I'm gonna go with her. I will say in terms of like ones that I've circled to possibly talk about in terms of like my official plays when we talk about them on tomorrow's episode, this is not one of them. I ain't touching this one.
Yep. Anything can happen because she doesn't finish people either. So it's going to be
she didn't get that armbar that one time.
Yeah, one time. That's the thing. She got 3 finishes, so she's gonna have to grind and stay safe for 15 minutes.
And again, Tabitha Ricci got one last time out too.
Yeah.
Right when you doubted her,
yes. How dare I doubt? Whose future wife? Vinizi's future wife is it? No, MMA Upside's future wife. Right.
Oh, okay.
I think on Twitter he was.
I thought he liked it. Was it Hebus? Or no, maybe it's baby.
It was Ricci. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, we're going to 185. Thank God, right? Gerald Meerschaert, Michał Oleksiejczuk.
Look at you with your Polish pronunciation.
Well, that's an easy one. He's been in the UFC for how many fights now? I should have it by now. And when I say this, those two names, who Gumby's picking before he even picks it. Talk about Meerschaert first. GM3 or Meerkat. That's kind of a newer one, right? I don't remember.
Where did you see that?
Topology's got him as Meerkat. No. Wikipedia, so it could be.
Yeah, Wikipedia's got like weird pretend ones.
It's good. Meerkat is 37-19. We got a lot of veterans. 6 knockouts, 29 submissions. The fact he's knocked people out though is also humorous. He's been knocked out 4 times, submitted 9 times, 12-11 in the UFC. He's lost 2 straight. Before that, he won 2 straight. Before that, he lost 2 straight. So everything comes in twos with this man. He's fought at 205, regional champion, 2007 pro MMA debut, An inch taller than Oleksiejczuk, 3 inches reach on him. He's been outstruck by 0.38 strikes per minute, plus 205. Husar is 20-9 with 1 no contest, 15 knockouts, 1 submission. He's been knocked out once, submitted 6 times. 8-7 in the UFC with 1 no contest. He's won 1 of 4 and 2 of 6. He won his last fight via TKO. He's fed at 205. Failed a drug test before. That was his no contest, I believe. Regional champ. He's missed weight at 185 before. 2014 pro MMA debut. 8 years younger than Meerschaert. Better striking stats, more active landing strikes. And he's got a positive strike differential of 0.76 strikes per minute, minus 217. Now, Gubby's going to tell you why he's taking Meerschaert, of course.
But because all the submission losses for Oleksiejczuk. I mean, yes.
I know.
Yes. Meerschaert.
He won you plus, what was that? Plus 400 or
400 or 500 when he tapped Nick Maximov. Look, he's got incredible jiu-jitsu. Nobody's going to doubt me on that, right? And then you look at the losses by submission, and I'm not talking about the number of losses.
Right.
I'm talking about the way that Michał Oleksiejczuk finds ways to get submitted. Because listen to what he's been submitted by. He has been submitted by an armbar by Kevin Holland.
Yep.
He's been Kimura'd in the UFC.
You're embarrassing me. You know who I'm going to pick here.
I do.
Go ahead.
He's been Kimura'd in the UFC.
No. You're going to say he's going to get knee barred next? Come on, impossible.
He's also been Von Flue choked by Oven St. Preux, the guy notably
USP
known,
choke.
But he's going to do that. What are you holding on to a guillotine for? He just keeps getting submitted, and then there's a rear naked choke by Cabo Ohio, but we won't. That one's actually okay. That one's excusable. But getting armbarred by Kevin Holland, what are you doing, dude? This is a guy who, granted, I love that he changed to being a fighting nerd, and I love that he's moved his camp there. That is a big upgrade for him. I don't think they can fix that level of just brain farts when it comes to grappling. And I think that's what he has. I don't think he is necessarily not knowledgeable when it comes to jiu-jitsu, but I think he has moments where he's no, and then he just does the worst thing he can think of. And if you do that one time to Gerald Meerschaert, he takes your neck home. I like Gerald Meerschaert. I like him on the money line. I like him on the submission line. I like everything about Gerald Meerschaert in this fight.
Boy, you're going all in. I'm still taking Oleksiejczuk. I think he's going to batter him on the feet, but obviously there's a huge concern. He has poor takedown defense, and he gets submitted. So obviously that's a big concern. So I'm not playing this IRL, but we don't pass, we don't hedge, we don't fade. I guess we fade people. So I'll take him to win, but I'm not taking him. I'm not betting Michał Oleksiejczuk for sure. The value is on Gamble, definitely here. We're to our main event of the the prelims. King Green, as he's known as now, the artist formerly known as Bobby, versus Diego Ferreira, or Carlos Diego Ferreira. I guess he used to be known as Carlos Diego Ferreira as well. US versus Brazil. Green first, 32-17-1 with 1 no contest. I told you there's a lot of veterans on this here episode. 11 knockouts, 9 submissions. He's been knocked out 6 times, submitted 3 times. 13-12-1 with 1 no contest in the UFC. He's lost 2 straight. He's won 1 of 4 and 3 of 6. Past 2 losses both come via finish. 4-1 in Strikeforce, RIP. Multiple regional championships on his
mantle.
Correct. Get a shirt, get a merch, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/store. He's fed at 170, 2008 pro MMA debut. An inch taller than Ferreira, a year younger. Better striking stats, more active landing strikes. Better grappling stats as well. He's outstruck his opponents by 2.68 strikes per minute. He's at plus 136. Ferreira, 19-6, 5 knockouts, 7 submissions. He's been knocked out 3 times, 10-6 in the UFC. He's won 2 of 3 and 2 of 5. He did lose his last fight. He's missed weight at 155 twice. Multiple regional championships on his
mantle.
Correct. Get a shirt, get a merch, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/store. Our sales better be going through the roof after all the times I've hyped our store. He's fed at 170, 185, 2011 pro MMA debut. He's a grappling medalist, 3 inches of reach over green. He's outstruck his opponents by 1.36 strikes per minute. He's at minus 146. I wish I didn't have to go first here now, Gummy, because I automatically was taking Ferreira, but now I'm thinking, do I really want to take Ferreira? I think Bobby Green's probably shot by now. He's taken, I guess he hasn't really taken a lot of damage over his career, but he's been in a lot of fights.
He's taken a lot of damage recently,
which is a concern. I guess
He's been
I'm
put
taking...
out cold in 3 of his last 5 fights.
All right, and now I feel better. I feel better. You're right. Thanks for reminding me. Fahey, I was thinking Fahey hasn't really been nuking people, but he can, and he may not take much to get green up. But no, okay, I'll stay with my Fahey.
And I'm gonna add this too. He's the only person who's lost to Jalen Turner in his weird retirement circuit. Right, Jalen Turner lost 4 of his last 5 fights, and sandwiched in between 2 losing streaks is when he head kicked Bobby Green into oblivion, and then
when he clearly did not want to fight anymore.
Yeah, and then Bobby Green did outbox Jim Miller, which is fine. But then he got choke cold by Patty, and then and I do mean real cold, and then Mauricio Hoofy put one of the meanest knockout, a knockout of the year nominee officially at the World MMA Awards on him. So he's been out cold 3 times in his last 4 fights. CDF is a guy who can put you out. He's got the power to. We've seen him do that with fights before. And really, I know the 2 and 5 in his last 7 fights is ugly, but look at the guys he's lost to. There's a prototype there, right? He's losing to Gregor Gillespie and Beneil Dariush. And it's
I miss that guy. He should come back.
Yeah, he was a lot of fun. But it's all top game wrestlers. That's all it is. It's just guys who want to hold you down and beat you up. And he just lost to Grant Dawson that way. Grant Dawson scored a bunch of takedowns. Bobby Green is not going to score takedowns. In fact, CDF might score the takedowns in this fight. So yeah, I like CDF in this one. I think he takes it to him.
All right. We're in on that. We ended off agreeing on the fight. Let's give you a recap of this Monsters episode. We both have CDF. He has Meerschaert. I have Oleksiejczuk. We both have a Loopy. We both have Hooper, the artist formerly known as the Teenage Dream. Both have Klose. Both have Battle. Both have Silva. I have Sezinando. He has Donchenko. We both have Idiris. We both have Susurkaev. All right. No vacation for Gumby. He came back and he did 10 UFC fights just like that. We'll be back tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. More fights coming down the pipe. We got the other half, or not half, the main card of this UFC pay-per-view. And then after that, we've got another week of Contender Series coming up next week. We've talked enough. If you want to talk more via your fingers, we are in a Discord, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Discord. YouTube, MMA Gambling Podcast. Make sure you subscribe, please and thanks. Numbers keep going up there. Thank you, everyone, for supporting us there. Twitter, SGPN MMA. He's at Gumby Vreeland. I'm at Jeff Fox Writer there and on Instagram as well. Check out my Substack. Check out all my articles. Enter my free UFC Pick'em contest to win prizes at moneymma.substack.com. Gumby has another podcast. Tell the people about it.
Yeah, we're talking to Jack Congdon, who's fighting on that September 2nd Dana White's Contender Series, as well as Rat Garbage Mandel Nalo, who is also on that fight card. One
of those men has had Gumby's bodily fluids on him.
Yeah, one of those guys. I'm not going to out him, but he used to train with me when he was pretty new. Yeah, he was a kid. He was a college kid, but he was a kid. Yeah. So I used to get the better of him. I wouldn't get the better of him now, but I used to get the better of him.
So listen to Top Turtle MMA and find out who we're talking about. And of course, we are at sportsgamblingpodcast.com, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/store, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Patreon. Now you're set. Is it my turn or is it your turn? All right. The Witch, Jeff Fox, will be back tomorrow. Pooh Bear of Vreeland will be as well. We'll talk to you then.